Hey guys, I'm gonna let some people come in here. Hey girl, hey. That's good. Popping in and out's fine. Hey Marie 722. I'm so glad you made it. So glad both of you guys made it. Because this case is something else. Another one. Come on in, guys. Hey Michelle. Marie 722. She's got those fire stories. I've got a notebook taking notes from your stories. Got several videos to do. I just haven't released them. Still editing. All right, guys. This story it's coming out of Montezuma, Iowa. Strange name. But I don't know if any of you I'm so glad. Oh, bless his heart. Oh my gosh, that's terrible. That is absolutely terrible, Tammy. Oh my goodness. Well, this case, I want to thank Dee Walsh for sending it to me because I hadn't heard about it. And I want to say up front, I did not do anything with the Molly Tibbetts case. That wasn't it just wasn't something I did. I didn't cover it. So I know absolutely nothing about it. But, hey, April, this town is apparently close to where Molly Tibbetts was taken. So that's one of the things they keep talking about. Well, I'm going to go ahead and get started on it. Xavior Harrelson was last seen on Thursday, May the 27th of 2021 in the Spruce Village. Yeah, so sorry to hear about your friend, Tammy. That is just disturbing. He was last seen in the Spruce Village Trailer Park, which is on the west side of town. This was just a couple of days before his 10th or 11th birthday. He was last seen wearing a red t-shirt, blue pajama pants, and black high-top shoes. Brown hair, blue eyes, 4'8", 100 pounds. He liked to ride his bike in the trailer park. Like I said, went missing 3 days before his 11th birthday. Now, here's the strange part about it. He just vanished. It's just like he vanished off the face of the earth. On May the 26th, which is the day before, he went missing. He was playing in the front yard in the afternoon, per the neighbors. Oh, that's my auntie. Playing in the yard with neighbor's kid, and by the evening, he had gotten into an argument with his mother, Sarah Harrelson. Xavier, at 11 years old, was the caretaker for his mother. I'm going to repeat that. 11 years old, was the caretaker for his mother. They got into an argument. According to authorities, he was last seen on May the 27th. The last person to see Xavier alive was the next door neighbor's husband and his friend. Their wife says that Xavier was watching them work on a car. He wasn't helping them. He was just watching them work on a car. That's the last time Xavier was seen. The size of that town is 1,340 people. The trailer park he went missing from is near a major highway also near a lake, which is called Diamond Lake. Diamond Lake has been searched. Hey, Linda Jackson. Yes, something's not right with this. Diamond Lake was searched. There's no signs of Xavier there. So what they've done is the town has, Xavier's favorite color was orange. Now I want to tell you that there's, at the time of me going live, his reward, $22,000. Very small town. And that was from 2019, so it couldn't have grown that much. Here's the other interesting part. His mother did not report him missing. A friend that he played with, his mother reported Xavier Harrelson missing. Sarah Harrelson has not spoke to the media, and Sarah Harrelson has since moved from the trailer park. Very strange. When I heard that, it made me think of the case down in Louisiana. Bobby, what was his name? It's on the tip of my tongue. Daquan, I think, what was that? Was that his name? I can't remember. But where the lady moved in the middle of all of this. The neighbor said that it wasn't clear what the argument was about, but that they often got into fights. And Xavier would leave and seek out another trailer for him to stay at. I thought that was very strange. That neighbor is Kevin Kotzer, and his daughter, Bobby Charles. That's right, Bobby Charles. And his daughter played with Xavier Harrelson. But I got a weird vibe from him. He looked like a creep. D. Walsh even said he looked like a creep. You can just feel a vibe off of a person, and it was just, anyways. He said when Xavier didn't come outside to play on Thursday morning, that's when he remembered the shouting from the night before. And that happened around 8 p.m. Other neighbors in the trailer park heard this argument as well. So it wasn't just this neighbor. Xavier's mom, Sarah, who I'm going to say again, did not report him missing and has not spoke to the media and doesn't want to do anything apparently, has a prosthetic leg, and Xavier would help her every single day. And he was 10, taking care of his mother who had a prosthetic leg. Sarah is disabled, and he served as her caretaker. They interviewed Xavier's teacher, Marie Bolton. She said Xavier would often say that how he needs to go home and be with his mom, and that she needs him to help him out at home. What she feels like something has happened out of his control. There's a lot of very strange wording in this case. I know the police don't tell us everything, but very strange. The neighbors say that Sarah Harrelson relied on Xavier. He was reported missing by the neighbor, not his mother. And the neighbor is wondering why the mother has not come out and said anything or helped in it, anything. She has refused to speak to the media. Why doesn't she have a nurse or a private caretaker? The lady that reported Xavier missing is Samantha Rix, R-I-X. And her son is friends with Xavier. And they go on play dates. They celebrate their birthdays together at parties. She reported him missing, and she personally started searching for him herself. She is actually the spokesperson. If you notice, I'm going to do a video, of course, but she is the one that does all the talking. Um, it's something strange. Um, she feels like she is Xavier's voice. And like I said, Sarah Harrelson has moved. But the authorities say she is cooperating with them. Another thing, there are cameras in the trailer park, and the police took those and are looking at them. Now, if this happened on May the 27th, are you still looking at them? It's very strange. Went from a $17,000 reward to a $22,000 reward. Local businesses are raising money. There was even a lemonade stand that two sisters ran that raised $300. And of course, people in town are donating. But the man at the hardware store said that somebody had a bright idea that they would put orange light bulbs up for Xavier because that was his favorite color. So he ordered in bulk. And he said all he wanted was a donation. Just give a donation and you can have the bulb. He said in 2 days they had almost $1,000. So that's pretty good. Now, the FBI is involved in this. And they have set up a tip line. The weekend, okay, so he went missing on Thursday, May the 27th. The weekend following his disappearance, law enforcement and hundreds of volunteers searched a 1-mile radius around the trailer park. That's the only day police asked for volunteers because they said they had already covered the area that an 11-year-old would have traveled. And I thought that was bizarre. So he couldn't have gotten in a car? Someone couldn't have snatched him and took off? Very strange. And that came from ABC KCRG, released on the 10th of June. They had already covered the area that an 11-year-old would have traveled. So in other words, we're not going to go back over there and search. I thought that was bizarre. It says the detectives did knock on the doors during the first week of of Xavier going missing. Dive teams did search Diamond Lake and came up with nothing. They had a vigil that they held at the courthouse. There's also a GoFundMe. And I found this to be a little bit strange. The GoFundMe, it says the father, Travis Harrelson, has been off from work on leave and used most of his savings to remain off so that he can search for his son. And it said, quote, family has been out every day reaching out, hanging flyers, spreading his face and story everywhere possible. But nobody's seeing this family. Hey, G-Money. Nobody's seeing this family out there trying to do anything. One of the news stations spoke with the mayor, and they said, well, since the police are not saying anything, is the town safe? And she was like, well, I must assume. And he looked at her like, she said, well, surely if something was wrong, they would tell us. What? Then the newspaper, it's a small town, so they have a small newspaper, and there was an elderly woman that runs the newspaper. And they asked her, did she think it was safe? And she really didn't want to comment on it. And that's the thing that's so strange about it, because Molly Tibbetts, even though I didn't cover the case, I know it got a lot of media attention. But Xavier Harrelson is not getting that media attention. Why? I don't understand why. Very strange. Just an 11-year-old who disappeared 3 days before his 11th birthday in his pajamas with tennis shoes and just vanished into thin air? I don't think so. They interviewed a retired FBI agent in charge. I think that was his actual title. And of course, he said the obvious, time is not your friend. Time is not your friend. And every second that he is still missing is putting him in more danger. He made a couple of strange comments, though. It's like they're trying to hint at this, but they're not really saying anything. The community doesn't feel like anybody's doing anything. So they're trying to tie orange ribbons on everything. The softball team wore orange for representation of Xavier. That Samantha Rix is like, I don't want him to go cold. I don't want his case to go cold. And I noticed a couple of interviews where friends of the family were speaking in past tense, and I thought that was a little strange. It's just the FBI agent, he said that, he said a lot, really, but I know I took some notes here. He said that just because you don't think law enforcement's doing anything doesn't mean they aren't doing something on the back end. And I'm like, I know that's true, but there's got to be a reason why you guys are not, you didn't want volunteers past the first day. So what happened was on his 11th birthday, they formed a search birthday party. They had buses. The volunteers got on the buses. They had hundreds of volunteers that went out and searched for Xavier. Nothing. Not a trace. It just doesn't seem like they're doing anything to try to find Xavier. And I just don't understand that. And it actually said that he went missing on the day the Molly Tibbetts trial was over. And it was like everybody was happy that the trial was over, and then boom, we have a missing kid. So it's crazy to me. But I'm thinking, okay, there's a lot of places that he could have went. If that was his behavior to argue with his mom and walk off from the trailer, there was a lot of trailers in the trailer park. I don't know that there were any empty ones, but there were several trailers in the trailer park, and it has dirt roads. I did notice that. So you would at least have the opportunity for a footprint. Honestly, though, I'm going to say this. I used to have a lot of, I still respect the FBI, don't get me wrong, but there's been a couple of cases recently that they've been on. I'm going to go ahead and call it out. Cash Gernon's case, for one, where I haven't been impressed. I just haven't been impressed. And now they're on this case along with the Iowa Criminal Investigation Unit. I think that's what they're called. I don't know. I really don't know what their thought is, and not. I mean, there are flyers up all over town. But he could have been snatched, thrown into a car, and be God knows where by now. If you're not willing to search the mile within yes, the FBI has definitely dropped the ball on several cases lately. That is the honest truth. If you're not gonna, if you don't want to, I mean, you didn't even want the volunteers to search. That was what was so strange to me. The lake is, of course, interesting. But when I saw the volunteers over at the lake, one thing that I noticed was that there was a lot of pond scum or lake scum And I was thinking, well, did you search the lake? Did you search under that? I mean, I would have thought that that might not even be there after the search, but I don't know. I don't know. But it's a big enough body of water that they're referring to it as a lake. It's not a pond, it's a lake. It said he'd like to ride his bike in the trailer park and would start early in the morning, and he would hang out with the neighbor kids. Typical 10, 11-year-old stuff. Hey, Sarah, how are you? Typical kid stuff. Liked his bike, and I don't know. It's very suspect to me that in the middle of all this, his mother moves. I mean, what is your thinking behind that? I just don't understand it. It's kind of, I'm thinking back to the Cash Kernan case where Darian Brown's mother moved. I can understand that. I can understand why she moved. But for Xavier Harrelson's mom to have a missing child and want to move, it's very strange. My first thought was, did they search her belongings? We've seen it happen. Samuel Olson, is she packing a tote around? I'm just saying, like, at this point in these cases, everyone is a suspect until proven otherwise. And you've got her not wanting to speak to anybody. So that is strange. A childhood friend of hers spoke and said that she too had an 11-year-old and that they grew up together. She said they were playing in 1994, so I don't know how old she was, but she said she had children the same age as Xavier. And she said Xavier was a laid-back kid, but when he was younger, he was energetic and busy and kind of rambunctious, but still a good kid. And she was like talking about the mom, and I'm like, but where is she? If that was my child, I would get on any mic that was put in my face. Yes, you can get a quick recap. 11-year-old Xavier Harrelson is missing from Montezuma, Iowa. He was last seen on May 27th, and more or less he just disappeared into thin air. He lived in the Spruce Village Trailer Park in Montezuma, Iowa, and he was last seen. Him and his mother had an argument the night before he went missing. He was last seen watching the next door neighbor and a friend, per his wife. They were working on a car. He wasn't helping them, but he was watching them. So that was the last time he was seen. He was the primary caregiver of his mother. Let that sink in. And he was 10 at the time. This all happened 3 days before his 11th birthday. She has not spoke to the media. She did not report him missing. One of his friend's mothers reported him missing. Yes, the 11-year-old was the caretaker. His mom, Sarah, has a prosthetic leg and apparently is disabled. And it just kept saying that him and her live in the trailer. So it doesn't appear that there were anybody else living there, which I thought was kind of strange, but they never referred to anyone else. But him and his mom got into a heated argument that the neighbor heard, and apparently the whole trailer park heard it. But nobody seems to know what the argument was about. And that too is strange. So you're hearing, I mean, I understand it, but you're hearing these muffled voices and you can hear that they're arguing, but you can't tell, hey, coach, but you can't tell what they're arguing about. So, but the neighbor said that it was basically customary for them to argue and fight. Very strange. And his teacher spoke. Xavier's teacher spoke to the media and said that Xavier would often say how he needs to be with his mom and needs to help out at home and all that. And she feels like something has happened out of his control. What a strange way to word that. Out of his control. There was a couple of other things that they said that I thought was really strange. That they believed this was an accident, or and I was thinking, how do you accidentally go missing? I couldn't figure that one out. As if, I guess to say, as if he maybe wandered off into something. I don't know. And it said, or it could be foul play. And I'm like, he's been gone since May the 27th. That's a good old long time right there. It's crazy. But the neighbors did say it was out of character for Xavier to go out on his own, and he was always with someone else when he left. Yeah, an accident? What does that even mean? I went to the FBI tip line website, and basically what it was for me to submit documents that I don't have. I don't have documents. Right. It's so strange. I can't imagine at 10 years old taking care of my mom with a prosthetic leg who is disabled. Like, I can't even, this fan is about to dry my eyeballs out. I can't even imagine that. Can't even imagine. But, it's basically, and like I told everybody else, I'm not involved. I wasn't involved in the Molly Tibbetts case. I don't know anything about it other than they have someone and there was a court case and she was missing. Well, this happened in that same area. So this also happened. Hey, Lisa, this also happened the day they handed down the verdict in the Molly Tibbetts case. Everyone was kind of exhaling about that. And then, boom, Xavier goes missing. And so that was the question a lot of the reporters were asking was, do you think this lack of, lack of, hey, Sweet Pea. Yeah, a lot of responsibility. This lack of, I don't want to say investigation, but lack of, it's not like they did for Molly Tibbetts. They went all in on Molly Tibbetts, but Xavier's not getting that same thing. I thought the same thing, D. Walsh. Exactly. I was like, is his mom, what else is wrong with his mom? You know what I mean? I was thinking morbid obesity possibly, because that is a lot for a 10, 11-year-old to take care of someone who is disabled and truly disabled. That affects walking, at least. But why she moved in the middle of this is very, very strange. And mind you, a lot of people will move at the end of the month or what have you. Today is the 18th. Today is Juneteenth. Why? Why did you move today or yesterday? Very strange. But yet she's cooperating with authorities and they know where she went. And I think it's even stranger that, hey, Sharita, I think it's even more strange that there were no pictures. Like, the media has been over there, of course, but like I said, this case is not getting the attention it deserves, and nobody, I remember in the Bobby Charles case, they were filming the family moving. Um, I think something is shady about that move. I think something is very shady. You didn't report your son missing. Someone else did. You didn't even know she did it. She didn't, like, it wasn't even a discussion. She just reported your son missing. When were you going to do it? I'm curious what day he was reported missing. I didn't see that. Right. I thought the same thing. I thought if she's disabled, if she's truly disabled, then she's possibly on, SSI or uh, just regular Social Security disability. And they would surely have offered her some kind of home care. No, she's not been advocating for her son to come home. It is so strange. And I keep saying her name over and over and over, Sarah Harrelson, but I want to see her face. I want to see what she looks like. We can get vibes from people. So I know that Samantha Rix, she will go to the ends of the earth to find Xavier. Like, she is all in, 10 toes in. She's not budging. She's not going to stop. As she spoke at the vigil that they had at the courthouse. But this case is just mind-boggling. Nothing on Antoine Whitley. Isn't that terrible? I mean, just terrible. There's still nothing on Taylor Blackwell either. And that happened last February. Just crazy. These cases that just, oh well. I don't get it. Do not get it. The GoFundMe, I think, had a goal of 10,000. I think they had raised like 800. But really, it was more geared toward Travis Harrelson and getting some money to him. But I'm like, I don't know if it was worded really strange to me. It just like, because nobody's mentioned his name as being out there. So I'm like, well, then why have you taken off? Because nobody's saying that any of the families come out to do anything. So where are you? What are you really doing to try to find your son? I'll show you. Let me pull up a picture of Xavier Harrelson. Hold on one second. One second. I'll just send it to my email. He just looks like a typical kid, fun little kid. It's so sad to me. I bet I've screenshot a million pictures of him today. Because that's all I've done. Well, not all I've done. That's too fuzzy. I'll show you this, one of their flyers that they printed up. And actually one of the ladies that took care of the or was running some sort of group with the Molly Tibbetts case has printed up a lot of flyers, and she's tracking each person that takes one. I mean, each place that she sees one, so that she knows what county all of these flyers are going to. So I thought that was pretty neat. So there are people there that are trying to help. But, like I said, I know a lot of stuff goes on behind the scenes and it's none of our business. But hold on one second. Pull it up for you guys. All right. Let me screen share. That is Xavior Harrelson. And notice the spelling of his name. So it's not like Xavier the school. It's just, it makes me so angry. Now that's just one picture. So that case is going on. Then we have the Cash Gurnan case still going on. And I posted a link for a video. Let me stop this screen share. All right. I posted a video link in the community section on the channel that Chloe or Cassie Alvera and Jackie's Concern did a live. Hey, Jackie's Concern, and there you are. And they actually went, Jackie's Concern actually went to the neighborhood. See, there's another channel, and it boggles my mind because she has all these subscribers and she has a lot of people on her panel that seem to be knowing what, or should be knowing what they're doing, these investigative channels, and they don't know anything about the case. And then I end up screaming at the TV because that's where I watch it. It's on the TV on YouTube. And I'm like, you guys don't even know the neighborhood layout. The whole time I'm like, why are you turning there? Why are you turning there? And then Jackie's Concern went and did it right. And actually went into the woods. So that was amazing. I'm going to watch that video again later. Oh, this fan is just drying my eyeballs out. Trevor Gurnan. Well, so back to this other channel. They did talk about an interview that was done with one of the neighbors, and the lady was recording on her phone, and she recorded, probably up to about his neck, and she had his house in the background, and it wasn't liked because that man did not know he was being recorded. Still boggles my mind because in Kentucky, we don't have that. Only one person needs to be aware, and that would be me. So if I'm recording somebody, it's all good because I'm the person that's aware that I'm recording. I don't have to tell them. Regardless, the lady asked him some questions, and he had some really interesting answers. He was very eager to speak. Most of the neighbors that people have spoke to have been eager to speak. So he says, I think I took notes. Yes. He said that Trevor Gurnan lived there for a few weeks. He lived there for a few weeks with Monica. This neighbor also said Monica has no job, so she can have all the LinkedIn she wants and make up all the credentials and education and bachelor's of surgery. I thought that was interesting. Bachelor of medicine. Man, I thought she was doing big stuff then. Yes, I'm in Kentucky. But the neighbor said that Darian and his brother Anthony came around quite often. He guesstimated it to be at about a year. He said that Monica lies a lot. Like we didn't know that already. He said that Monica actually told him one day that Trevor lived there for a couple of weeks. She put him out, and he told her that she could have the twins. You could just have them. You could have my twins. Just like, you can keep the couch. You can have my twins. Um, that's what Monica's story was to the neighbor. Um, the neighbor said that Darian and Anthony Brown possibly, he didn't say for sure, but possibly lived in the white trailer that was parked in the driveway. Leslie, who is Monica Sherrod's mother, said that they being Anthony and Darian. And can we please get this man's name right? It is not Darren. It is Darian. Leslie, Monica's mom, said that Darian and Anthony Brown were eating them out of house and home. Just saying. The neighbor also said the maintenance on the house was terrible. Like, we can't see that. He actually went so far as to say there were no locks on the door. I wouldn't be surprised, but I mean, you saw the way they got in the garage and the way they've been kicking and hitting at that door. Going to try to put that on Darian. I'm just saying, like, I don't know where I fall on, but I'm on the fence. I don't know. Let me back up. So the other channel, what really made me angry is the way they were talking about this story about Cameron. They rode by and Cameron came out to the road and he was waving his arms and doing all this foolery, and it wasn't caught on camera. Imagine that. But the way they speak about mental illness on that channel, I'm not about that life. An intruder is an intruder. If you come in here, there's going to be some smoke in the city. That's all I'm going to say. Come in my house, there will be smoke in the city. But when you have someone with mental illness, you just have to look at it a little bit different. You just got to look at it a little bit differently. Another thing that I thought was very strange over on that channel, there was a lady in the comments that was watching her videos that said, I don't believe in guns. Now, that's her opinion. That is her opinion. I have a concealed carry license. I have my own weapon, and I'm Brit to go. Anytime somebody wants to go, let's go. But with that being said, not everybody feels like that. But instead of letting that woman have her opinion, she posted that woman's comment on the top and then talked about her like a dog in front of her whole entire chat. So I didn't agree with that either. So while some content creators may have some decent content, there's a lot of extra stuff in there that will cause somebody not to watch, because who wants to get called out like that and ridiculed in front of 20, 30,000 people? It was crazy. And it had the woman's name on there. It was actually, you could tell it was probably her name. Hey, Jennifer, how are you? Oh, I saw the video. They looked real cute with their shirts off. It's crazy. Yes, they will not say his name right. I don't understand that, but regardless, I'm still not satisfied with the video. I have again looked at it more times than I can even. I don't know that I've ever watched a video so much. I really don't. I have watched that video so much that it's scary. It's very scary. I'm going to put this picture back up on the stream one more again, because I want him to get some attention as well while we're chatting anyways. bless his sweet heart. He just, I mean, even if he did get into it with his mother, all that stuff happened. Man, he was taking care of, he had a burden. He had a burden. Taking care of a grown adult disabled lady. I'm going to get my drink. I left it sitting over here. I'm so sorry, guys. Ooh, my mouth is dry. I have a fan that's pointed at me and it's drying my eyeballs out, but I'm good. Oh, thank you, Michelle. Thank you so much. I got my tea, D-Wash. Oh, hi, Tammy. Bless your heart. You got a lot going on tonight. Yes, he had a lot on his plate. I mean, you think about that. He told his teacher, like, obviously, you know what I mean? Obviously, something was bothering him if he told his teacher. That's when I would have been like, hold up, what did you say? And I would have had to have asked somebody, like, what's going on with Xavier Harrelson's home life? Because he's taking care of a, oh, hi, Jennifer. He's taking care of a adult woman as the primary caretaker. So then I was wondering if she moved, who helped her? You know, who helped her move? I just don't, the move is just so suspect to me. So suspect. You moved in the middle of a missing persons case where your son is the one that's missing and you didn't report him missing. Beyond my understanding. Again, brown eyes, brown hair, blue eyes, 4'8", 100 pounds. Last thing wearing a red t-shirt and blue pajama pants with black high-top shoes. 11 years old. Mm-hmm. Exactly. I mean, that is quite a burden to bear. You think about that. I mean, what was she capable of doing? Was he lifting and cooking and doing hygiene stuff? Like, could she take care of any of her activities of daily living? I mean, it's something to think about. Because if she can't do activities of daily living, then she needs a check. And if she's not on a check, then I would have to see her. Just looking over my notes to make sure I didn't miss anything. There were several neighbors that were interviewed. Several friends of the family. I bet I watched every available video that there was for Xavier Harrelson in probably an hour and a half, maybe. This is CBS, ABC, all the locals, and that's how long it took. So it wasn't, hey, sweetie. Hey, Aaron. Right, where is home health? I just don't get it. A lot of other things popped into my mind too. Munchausen's popped into my mind. There's several things that could be going on in that home and nobody knew it. It's very scary. Something happened out of his control. That's what the teacher said. That's alarming to hear. I'm telling you, the FBI agent said some really interesting things. He said that, time's not your friend. He also said that he flat out said the fact that the mother is not helping, I think he said it's alarming. I think it's what he said. And it is alarming. You got a missing child and you're not doing anything. If that were my child, man, I'm telling you, any mic that got in my face, I would be talking. And I would have a flyer with my child on it. What you said. What you said, D. Walsh. I didn't even think that far. Yeah, if he's missing, she will not get a check for Xavier if she gets one. I just don't understand what's going on in this case. I really don't. I don't get it. I'm going to keep digging into this case. It's like the first week they were hyper vigilant and then fell off. You know, it makes me wonder what they have to not lead them to think that Xavier could have gotten in a car with someone, or Xavier could have been snatched and thrown into a car with someone if they're not wanting to search more than a mile radius around the trailer park. They were at first begging for video from doorbells and security and all that good stuff. And I guess they got what they needed because they said that, like I said, I didn't do anything with the Molly Tibbetts case. They found out what kind of car she got in from the surveillance. So what you said, Aaron. Mm-hmm. Yep. Very strange that she would keep putting that on Xavier. Thought about that too, Sarah. And I'm wondering if that's why she hasn't stepped out. Let the media see her. There's just a lot of things that are running through my mind. The dad is supposedly on leave for work, and apparently he's been searching and doing everything. I think I quoted it as everything he knows to do. I don't know. I don't know. It doesn't say much past that, so. But his name is Travis. The mother's name is Sarah. And I really just wanted to get caught up on what all had transpired leading up to now. So I got the gist of that. And then I might just play. I don't know if I can do that. If I can play a video from. Right. Even the GoFundMe. I'm going to pull the GoFundMe up. Let's see. GoFundMe. Oh, shoot. There it is. Well, oh, I misspelled his name. I didn't, but Spell Correct did. All right. I'm going to show you guys this GoFundMe. All right. So this is the GoFundMe page. They have a goal. They changed their goal. It was 5,000. Now it was 10,000. Now it's 5,000. That's interesting. And it says Tina. I don't know if that's Weber or if it's supposed to be Weber or Weber. I don't know. is organizing this fundraiser on behalf of Travis Harrelson. Hello, Xavier has been missing since May 27th and turned 11 just a couple of days ago. It has been too long with him out there, and we just need to find him and bring him home. Plus anything to help find him. Please, anything to help find him. I'm trying to find any help available to raise funds to keep looking for and find Xavier. His father is on a leave from work doing everything possible and could use help as well with funding. He's used most of his savings being out every day. Family has been out every day reaching out, hanging flyers, spreading his face and story everywhere possible, far and wide. We will take any help offered and appreciate it from the bottom of our hearts. So far they've raised $800. And that's even more strange to me because the community is going bananas over this case. I mean, bananas. They're doing everything they can possibly do. They've got the ribbons out front. They've got volunteers passing out flyers. They got all this stuff. But what's missing is law enforcement presence, law enforcement speaking on it. I have to turn this fan. It's killing me, guys. I'm so sorry. Woo! Talk about eyes being dried out. Yeah, I was like, this is more or less a fundraiser for him. No wonder you're only getting, pennies. Now, if you reworded that and it wasn't for you, it was to help find Xavier, yeah, people would be more likely to donate. Very bizarre. I've never seen one wrote up like that. But I can tell you that's why they're not getting the funds. Because it's like they want to supplement his lack of pay. And that's not what a lot of people are about. Yeah. Yeah, I haven't heard anything about a K9 unit either. Or a horse or any of that. And see, that Texas group travels a lot. And that was actually the first thing I thought of. Yeah, I just don't understand a lot about this case. But certainly the lack of, I guess, media presence, the police just aren't speaking. And so you send your news crew down to Montezuma, Iowa. Well, there's not a lot to do there, number one. And I mean, I don't even know if they can stay in that town. I don't even know if there's a hotel. I haven't gotten that far. But the point is, at the end of the day, we still have an 11-year-old missing. The retired FBI agent said, in his opinion, things were not going to end well. Now, that was just his personal opinion. I mean, I'm leaning that way too, but I just don't understand how an 11-year-old, 10-year-old, 11-year-old would go off. Okay, so we say he's mad. He can go off and pout somewhere, but he's always told everybody in the past that he is his mom's caretaker. I think that's public knowledge, not a secret. And he was always talking about taking care of his mom. So I feel the same way the teacher does. Something happened that he couldn't stop. I don't know if someone pushed him into a car. I don't think that, the only thing I would like to see video of them doing the dive team searching Diamond Lake. I would like to see that. But regardless. No, I haven't heard that. But that's my area. Send me some information on that, D. Walsh, please. Yeah, I was wondering about that too, if the GoFundMe would end up being taken down. But I mean, I was just on it in the last maybe 2 hours, and it was at 10,000, so they definitely changed it. Gosh, my eyes are just plumb dried out now from that fan. Is that who that is, Summer Wells? I saw something earlier about that. Could have. I was wondering the same thing. Actually, there was an article that was released today that showed the map of the United States and which households had the internet, and it was comparing them by income and all that good stuff. And I looked at Iowa, and I was like, I wonder if Xavier had time to game with, caring for his mom, or if during the pandemic, like he might have been, required to get the internet. So I was like, maybe they have the internet and maybe he's a gamer. Maybe he did talk to somebody. I know the investigators were in and out of that trailer a million times. And I just thought, man, that's a trailer. It's a small structure. And they were in there for a really long time. And I didn't see him coming out with anything. But even the white suits with the hood and all that, the hazmat suit, they had that on. So I was like, what in the world is going on in that house? I don't know. And the images that they took, I'll show you guys the trailer. His actual home. So you can see. You can relate. Get a visual. I don't know that, several news stations have put out pictures showing the trailer, but in none of those have I seen a car. So I was like, did she not have a car? So who moved her? And why? Why? I actually thought about calling the landlord, going onto the PVA website, looking up that property and calling the landlord and just saying, why did she move? Why did this woman move? I have got to watch that story or read or something, whatever I need to do to get caught up on that, because I saw something about it. All right, let's look at this trailer. Let's look at the trailer. That's not what I sent. Oh, there it is. All right, this is a picture of the trailer that Xavier Harrelson lived in. Lots of junk right here. But when investigators were there, they weren't ducking and dodging that stuff on the ground. So I think that that's possibly after they moved. You'll notice the blinds are tore all to hell in several windows. That's not abnormal. Right there too. You can't really see that window. But regardless, I thought it was interesting that they didn't even have an orange light up. Very strange, very strange. But I definitely wanted to go live and bring this story at least a little bit of attention. And then I'll probably do a video And I'll link some of the news stories in there. I'm going to cover them as well. But if it's a matter of you don't want to share my stuff or whatever it is, I'll put a link in there so that you can just share the story or just post about it, because his name is not getting out there, and I don't understand why. I mean, I know the community has to have been exhausted by the Molly Tibbetts case, but they're going to need you to garner the rest of that, whatever you guys have left to give to this case, because this kid needs some attention. I will be glad when the police or somebody updates the public, because to have the mayor of your town saying, we don't know if it's safe or not, and you have an 11-year-old who just vanished into thin air. So how do you know that there's not somebody going around snatching kids up? I mean, I would be very leery if I lived in that town, and I don't even know if my kids would go outside until they figured out what's going on. And this case, it said the school kids that were friends and classmates of Xavier were really alarmed about it too. I don't know if it's the same town or just in the same area, but yes. And her trial ended today. Take that back. Her trial ended on the day that Xavier Harrelson went missing. So everybody was all like, oh, finally this is over. Get home, and Xavier Harrelson's been reported missing. Yeah, they don't do it like that in Kentucky, Aaron. It's terrible. But I understand what you're saying. Not only would I be getting up underneath that, whatever that stuff is up underneath there, I would be going through her stuff. The move is so bizarre to me. So bizarre. And it just reminds me of the lady that was accused in the Bobby Charles case in Louisiana, how she moved. And eventually, the truth came out. So, but man, the 27th of May, and today's the 18th. That's really pushing it for a hopeful situation. That's really pushing it. I wondered too, what if there is empty trailers in that trailer park? And what if he did wander into one of those, and maybe the door locked behind him and the windows on it? These are older homes. These are older mobile homes. I just don't know. I know that they said that people searched, but you got them one day, then you got them the day after that for his search birthday party, which I thought was very appropriate. It's his birthday. By gosh, go search for him on his birthday. I really like that they did that. But the town is like super into it, eager to find out or help, either financially or through looking for him or what have you. So, and actually, the volunteers that they had, I haven't seen those in some of these bigger cases. I mean, they had oodles of volunteers. I thought that was really good. But I hate it, guys. Thanks, D. Walsh. I'm going to wrap this one up. But I'm not done with Cash Garnon's case. I'm still dealing with that. And when I saw this, I had to bring it. It's just a must at that point. All of that extra stuff and stuff that's not adding up. And you got an 11-year-old kid missing at the end of the day who probably didn't do anything to anybody. Um, I mean, I didn't have a choice. That's like a moral application for me. So I'm going to say it again. Xavier Harrelson was last seen in Montezuma, Iowa on Thursday, May the 27th, 2021. That's a picture of his trailer on the screen. All right, this thing. He went missing 3 days before his 11th birthday. He liked to ride his bike around the trailer park. He had several friends in the trailer park, females and males. The little girl next door to him was somebody that he played with every day in between the two trailers. The dad that I said is a little creepy, he said they would even sit over there and look for bugs. So just typical kid stuff. Yeah, I'm going to need to do a video. But regardless, I'm looking at all these dang notes. I'm going to probably put this into, yeah, those are all. I've got a lot of stuff to discuss about the Cash Gurnan case, but I was actually in the process of doing a little more research before I put it all out there. So I may actually go live tomorrow, but I'll put something in the community tab so that you guys are aware. And I think I'm going to end it on that note. But yeah, I'll probably come back tomorrow and do one on Cash because I have notes and scribbles and everything, and it needs to be discussed. So I'm going to end the video on that note, but I appreciate every one of you guys for being here. Sarah, thank you. You have a good evening too. Tammy, thank you. Michelle, D-Wash, Aaron, April. Thanks to all of y'all for coming. I really appreciate it. Really appreciate it. You guys are the best. That is so strange. I went 4.5 hours away. Why are they connecting Molly Tibbetts to him then? So strange. See, I don't know enough about that case to know anything about where she went missing from. Hey, Deanna. You have a good night too. Thank you guys so much. Hey, Coach. You guys have a good night, and be on the lookout. I'll put something in the community tab, and we'll come back and talk about Cash again. That's strange, Aaron. I'm going to have to check that out. Thank you so much to the chat and moderators. You guys are the absolute best, and I appreciate your time. Time is valuable, and I know that. Hey, Army Mom. Yeah, we're going to come back tomorrow and talk about Cash Gurnan again. Got some new stuff. And I got your email. Got your email. Yeah, like that's crazy. It doesn't make any sense to me. And it's every station has connected to Molly Tibbetts. And I'm like, I don't understand that. Montezuma, Iowa. Hey, like that. Good night, guys. I want to end it on that. Y'all have a good night and be safe. See you guys tomorrow.